Alright, what's up guys? Today we're going to be taking a look at the Shang-Chi Wave AI Tony Stark, Mr. Hyde Build-A-Figure, Iron Man action figure. Lots of words. So this dude comes in some different packaging than the rest of the wave. The rest of the wave obviously is from the Shang-Chi movie, except for that Game Reverse Civil Warrior. So this dude comes with some more comic book oriented packaging, but still kind of maintains like a gold sort of theme. But obviously it's a little bit different of a tone to kind of match the whole Iron Man thing going on. And some red lines, if you can see that. Iron Man, Marvel, blah, blah, blah. On top, Legend series, got a nice Iron Man symbol, 4 and up. On the side, you get some nice imaging of, some nice artwork of Tony Stark in his suit with his AI head. On the back, you can see here it says, after a tragic battle, Tony Stark lives on in digital form as a hologram at the helm of a high-powered robotic suit of armor. Then on the bottom, you can see the rest of the figures in the wave, get a really nice fuller picture of Tony Stark there. And if you're curious about this guy, there's the barcode, but he's pretty easy to find so far, at least in my area. So anyways, let's pop this dude open. Okay, so we will be as careful as we can be. Slide this out. Oh, I don't want to ruin it. I mean, it's not a big deal. Oh, look at that. I still have a little bit of tape on there, man. There we go. Now it comes out nice and easy. Pop that open. We'll slide our Iron Boy out of here. So if you're wondering, I'm pretty sure Tony Stark gets freaking thwacked. Here you can see we have the left leg of Mr. Hyde. And you can see, oh god, that looks so good. I'm pretty sure Tony Stark gets messed up in battle. I don't know when what comic book it was in, if it was in Civil War II or what. But I'm pretty sure his AI form mentors Riri Williams, who is Ironheart, I think. And I know a lot of people are all like, oh my god, Tony Stark's going to do the same thing in the MCU. And damn, do I hope so. That would be cool, man. But the question is, would it like kind of take away from Tony's sacrifice at the hands of, you know, me destroying Thanos or whatever, doing his thing? I don't know. Personally, I'd love to see RDJ back, but I totally understand why it might kind of take away. First things first, I believe, at least with the other one I bought, these are backwards, these shins, and I can't tell if they are now. The fact that I can't tell they might not be, I have no fucking clue, man. Okay. They're not. They actually look pretty damn good. As you can see, some of the figures that you get, like the other one I bought, yes, I have two. I got one as a gift. The person didn't realize I already had it. It's whatever. I just took it. I love this figure. But basically, you'll see a big lump on the back of his heel. I believe that's because they're actually like backwards. So apparently all figures don't have this problem. I was going to say, I was like, wait a second. This actually looks right. But so he doesn't have that problem otherwise. I know some people said that the biceps were backwards on the 80th anniversary Iron Man, but it doesn't look like mine are. They're actually pretty good. But as you can see, he looks very dope. Nice AI head. Let's talk about his accessories. So first things first, of course, we get two fists, and then we get two blasting hands with blasting effects that just port into the palm of his hand. Of course, there's two of them. So since I have two, I'll probably pose this one like this with the helmet on. But as you can see, that looks very, very nice. Then if you want a classic looking full suit of armor for your Iron Man with that bright yellow, you can see you do get this head sculpt here with some blue in the mask. That looks very, very good. Nicely structured. Pretty much the exact same head sculpt as this 80th year anniversary Iron Man. Except there's more blue, brighter yellows, just brighter reds. And just a more classic look overall. And as you can see, it just looks really solid. And then of course you get the AI Tony head, which is a completely brand new head sculpt, and I would love to see it with some like actual flesh color, because man, does it look dope, at least from what I can see. Even the pupils look good and everything. Hopefully you guys can see that as well as I can. But overall, the hair, the mustache, the beard or whatever, it all looks really, really good, man. This is a very good looking head sculpt. However, I'd be curious to see with actual like paint on it without this AI look, because it might not look as good that way, but from what I'm seeing here, it just looks fantastic, and I think it would look really, really good with paint on it. So overall, I was not expecting to see this guy in a Shang-Chi wave. Heck, I don't know if I was really, I mean, I'm not surprised we got him, but I was not expecting him at the time that we did. I do love this figure though. I love the classic colors. A lot of people are saying that it's their favorite Iron Man from what I've seen on Instagram and Twitter and YouTube. I still really like this one. I love the metallic look, but man, this is just so classic. So I'm going to reiterate what you probably heard 1,000 times and what you probably think as well. You might not think, but this is definitely a cool looking figure who's bright and stands out on the shelf. I do love the blue colors as well. Those look very fantastic. But as you can see, in terms of paint, there isn't like a whole hell of a lot going on aside from the bright blues. That's incredibly outstanding. It's just red and yellow, man, all the way through. Same exact sculpt we saw the 80th year Iron Man. No pinless arms. However, we got pinless arms with War Machine. I don't know why they didn't do it with this guy, if it costs more or something, and they already had a big ass Build-A-Figure and all kinds of accessories to pack into this wave, and it has to do with cost. I don't know. It's not a big deal to me, especially because all the pins are like, you know, in coordination with the colors or whatever. It's all consistent, so not a huge deal. But overall, this Iron Man is really, really good looking, and of course, lots of good sculpt work, lots of good muscle definition, and just a very, very classic looking figure. It is a little more plasticky looking than the other one, in my opinion. But again, it all depends on preference and what you love and find nostalgic. And this guy definitely hits the spot when it comes to nostalgia and just those classic colors, especially when you have the helmet on him. I absolutely love this look. Man, does it remind me of like the Wave 1 Toy Biz Iron Man from way back. I was really freaking young when that came out. I'm 21 right now, so I don't remember getting him in Walmart or anything, but I had him a few years back. I found him at a mall, and God, does it just remind me of that, except so much better looking. It just really plays on the nostalgia factor and just is beautiful looking. I love it. And I do love the fact that we get an AI Tony head. But anyways, let's talk about some interchangeable parts. So if you want to keep that classic look going, you can pop that head on there. It is really, really snug on it though, so it makes me a little nervous, but it looks good for the most part. I do like it. And then you can pop this head on that came in that Black Panther wave way back when with that Iron Man, that Invincible Iron Man. And I'm not a huge fan of this head sculpt. I think it almost looks kind of cartoony, but it's cool, and it does fit in case you want to throw it on there. So it looks pretty decent. And with the Armor Wars show announced recently, I've seen a lot of people sharing that comic panel of Rhodey in the Iron Man armor where he takes over for Iron Man. I personally haven't read the comic. Again, I haven't read a whole ton of Iron Man comics, sadly. I'm more of a Spider-Man, Batman. I've been reading a lot more X-Men lately and Hulk, but I haven't really dabbled in Iron Man enough. But this head does work, however, it might look, well, when I look at it in the light, it doesn't look too bad, but it looks a little bit big in my opinion. But you can really make it work, and it looks pretty cool. But overall, at the end of the day, it fits on the body and looks dope. So, also, really cool head sculpt. One other thing I would like to mention is, why don't we have hinges in these yet? I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't have it straight out, but still, it would be kind of nice to have hinges in it so you could just kind of have him sitting at his side. I don't know. Maybe I'm being stupid, but I would like to have hinges in these. It'd just be a nice little feature to have. And I do want to mention, too, in this fist, there is a little bit of like a nick there. Kind of ugly looking, but nitpicking. And here are the other Iron Man armors we've seen with pretty much the same body mold. The only one that has some different cool pieces, and it's definitely my favorite of all these, is this War Machine. But you can see that this body mold has been used a hell of a ton of times, and it looks fantastic. And again, you can see in the War Machine too, there's some pinless tech there. So I don't know why they didn't reuse that arm piece. It definitely looks like a different arm piece altogether, to be completely honest, but yeah, whatever. It'd be cool to see some pinless tech with this armor. I think that would look really good. But again, not a huge deal. Overall, though, in terms of which one is better, it's all a matter of personal preference, really. Personally, I like this one better. It's just more classic looking, and I like that. But this one is also just fantastic looking, man. I love the metallics. But yeah, here he is next to all the Iron Man armors. And here he is next to the 80th year Cap and the GameStop exclusive Punisher. And here he is next to that standard Cyclops Bucky Cap mold. And he's a little bit bigger than that. Definitely looks like a dude in armor. And here he is next to Boba Fett, and he's quite a bit taller. And here he is next to Snake Eyes, and again, quite a bit taller. And here he is next to the Retrowave Spider-Man, and he is taller than him, so very cool, very consistent with the comics. So my literal only complaint with this guy is the fact that we still haven't seen hinges on these hands, these open hands, which it's whatever. But my main complaint is if you stand him up like this, just straight, his legs will slowly separate. And it's just kind of annoying. I had the same problem with the 80th year Iron Man, 80th year anniversary, blah, blah, blah. But it's still not a huge problem, not enough for me to be like, fuck this figure, man. No, he's literally amazing, and I absolutely adore this figure. Definitely one of my favorite legends. And as for articulation, it's the same as the 80th anniversary. The head goes way the hell back, way forward. It is just on a ball hinge there with a hinge, you know, blah, blah, blah. So as for the articulation, it's the same exact as the 80th anniversary. Ugh. As for articulation, it's the exact same as the 80th anniversary Iron Man on a disc, ball hinge, pretty typical with older, well, not even older, but with the newer figures we've seen that dumbbell hinge, but this is pretty consistent with some stuff before that. That disc ball hinge goes way far back, way far forward, perfect for fight poses, and there is a little bit of a tilt there, a pivot. The arms go way out, so really good articulation there. All the way around, bicep rotation, double jointed elbows, which can't get that one to go all the way forward. So the gauntlet does hinder it a little bit, or the glove. Is rotation there, horizontal hinge. Good plastic colors, a little inconsistent there, but that's okay. Again, nitpicky. Ab crunch, it goes pretty far forward, very far back, and again, very good proportioning with this guy and sculpting with the muscle definition. Looks fantastic. There is a rotation at the waist that kind of snaps and pops, as you can see. The legs go out pretty far. I'd be nervous about breaking these though, so I wouldn't put them out too far. They're kind of stuck on there, so that's another complaint I have. I think that's a little nerve-wracking. The legs do go pretty far forward, as most legends do, pretty standard. Not too far back, it's kind of a thick ass. Rotation at the thighs. There is double jointed knees as well. Rotation at the boot, which I love. That really opens up a lot of capabilities for the figure. There's a hinge here at the foot and an ankle pivot as well. That is very smooth. Pops a little bit, but I actually like it. Doesn't feel like it's going to break or anything, so very good. And of course, peg holes and some fun little info that no one cares about. And one other thing to be noted as well is that this inside piece here, little beam or whatever, is not painted like it was in the 80th anniversary Iron Man, which the paint job isn't superb, but it definitely adds something to the figure. Makes it feel like there's a lot of care put into it. So overall, this is a really great figure. Getting him, after just seeing the pictures, you pretty much know what to expect. It's literally the same exact figure as this dude right here, who's beautiful. So, I mean, you know what you're getting yourself into. So really, it's about, do you want the colors? Do you want the AI Tony head? If you don't, and you're not, like, super up to date, and you don't care about that whole classic colors, all fun stuff, don't buy him. You'll be wasting your money. Unless you want to build Mr. Hyde. But if you don't want any of that, easy pass if you already have the 80th anniversary Iron Man. If you don't, definitely pick this guy up. It's probably better in terms of colors, depending on what you like. Again, personal preference. But otherwise, he's just fantastic. He's a superb figure. I personally like him more than the 80th anniversary just because of the colors. He looks great on the shelf. I love the AI Tony head. It looks fantastic. And if you're game, I would definitely buy him. I think you'd be a fool not to. He's just too damn good looking, man. Look at how great that looks. So definitely like a 10 out of 10 for me. I love this. There's some things I would love for them to update, but I honestly think this is a perfect figure. So anyways, guys, make sure you like this review if you enjoyed it. Subscribe, comment down below, let me know which armor you like best and which one do you like between the two more. Personally, I like that one, but I do like this metallic look. So let me know what you think, and how do you feel about bringing Tony Stark back in the MCU if they decide to go that route and bring him back as an AI? Do you think that'd take away from his sacrifice? And how do you feel about Ironheart and all that stuff too? And just the AI Tony in general. Personally, I think the head sculpt is great, but I haven't really read the comic enough to really have an opinion on it. But let me know what you think down below, and let me know how Tony died. I didn't read that. I don't even know. So, really cool figure. Make sure you guys stay tuned for more reviews. I'll be doing more Shang-Chi reviews, and I'll definitely be taking a look at Mr. Hyde pretty quick here. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Stay happy, stay healthy, keep hunting, and get vaccinated. Peace.